Hey folks, in this video I wanted to show you guys a Brio wooden railway set. This one is called the Cargo Railway Deluxe set. I ordered this online and it comes, at least from the place that I ordered it from, came in, this kind of standard shipping type box. And inside here should be the actual set. So I'll just give you kind of a good go around at this. And it has this shipping label here. This isn't the shipping label, for my personal information or anything. It's just on here. So I guess shipping it from Ravensburger, the main distributor, I guess, of the Brio toys, to whatever this place is. I ordered this from Amazon. So, yeah, whatever that has to do with anything, I don't know. But anyways, there is a quick look at the outer box. And you can see it also has a little sticker here. I don't know if this is like Amazon's thing or whatever that is, but we're going to go ahead and open this up and take a look at what is inside the box. And I'm excited to show you guys what this is because I've thought in recent years that Brio has had some pretty neat wooden train sets out there. So, I have some criticisms about some of them, I guess, but in general, they're pretty good stuff. So here's what we get inside. Very neatly packed in here. Let's see, how am I going to pull this out, I guess. Maybe I can just barely get at it with a couple fingers here and pull it out. There we go. All right, so set that box off to the side and take a look at this. I'm pretty excited about this particular one just because I really like the outer packaging of it. You can see that it's nicely contained within this one little storage container here, which is really cool. Now we have a picture here of what the set is, the Cargo Railway Deluxe set, and it's kind of a smaller set. You can see what it's got. You got your bridge area, and then kind of like a freight yard type area. Just kind of a little go around around the box here, and then on the back looks like it shows you everything that's included, and another little picture of what it looks like when it's assembled. So that's pretty cool. Brio World advertising just a few other sets there. 54 pieces. So yeah, this should be pretty. This should be a pretty cool set. I'm excited to see what it's like. So just got a couple little security type things here. See if I can pull these off easy enough. So it is officially not new anymore with taking those seals off. But anyways, here's what we get inside. We got looks like this is kind of an advertisement for all the different play sets that they have, at least at this time. Little instruction manuals. It does come with one of these little motorized engines, which is kind of cool. Looks like that just takes a single AA battery or something like that. Then we've got a layout here, so this should show how to set it up. See, it almost looks like it's upside down, but yeah, this is just the main layout of it. So kind of nice to have that. And then I'll just kind of slowly pull some of these pieces out. And it looks like they're packed in here pretty concise, so I'll kind of have to remember how to put these back for storage, since it's one of those cases where they're going to have to be put back more or less the same way that I'm taking them out. But I do really like that they're making good use of the space. They're making the box that holds this not too big or too small for all the pieces to fit in it. And then we've got a whole thing of track here, so that's pretty cool. And then we've just got a cardboard fitting here, which I could take this out. I think I'll actually leave it just because I don't know, why not? Might kind of protect the stuff from the outside of the box, or the plastic container there. So I might just keep that in there, at least for now. But I'm going to go ahead and take all this stuff out of the plastic wrap. We'll take a look at it and then put it together. Okay, so I've got all the pieces out of the bags. So here's kind of just a quick overview of all the parts. And everything looks pretty good at first glance. You've got a lot of the wooden track pieces, which are awesome. You know, you got some straight ones. You've got some curved ones. You've got some of these little diverters here. Yeah, and everything looks pretty good at first glance. I noticed on this piece there's a few little red spots, which that's like the only very minor flaw, if you can even call it that I've seen so far on any of this. So yeah, it looks like this is the motorized car here. And yeah, everything just looks good. So I noticed that these are pretty cool. They have these little kind of tabs on the side. These are the supports for, you know, the bridge section. It's kind of nice because you can kind of slide these in here and it like holds them in place just like that. So that's actually really nice. I don't know if this is a new thing or if they've done that for a while. So I feel like I have some of these pieces in some other Brio sets that, you know, literally this same piece, but they don't have this little tab feature to hold the track pieces in place. So that's kind of neat. Yeah. And then this bridge piece, this is kind of a semi-modern bridge piece. They've had this for a while, but you know, I really like this particular design. I think it's very, it looks nice and smooth, and it's just a good little bridge piece. Other pieces that we've got here, you know, this little magnetic crane thing here. So this lifts up and down. Let's see, just like that. So kind of nice and simple. Seems like it works as advertised. This here, I think this is magnetic. Not 100% sure, but this is you can raise and lower this here, and this can kind of move around. And then this is probably the most complex and involved piece here. But you know, you can kind of take, I think this is designed for this little magnetic piece here, you know, have this on the train car, lift it up, sets it down here, and then you can like lift it like this, then it will fall into this truck here, which is included. So that's kind of one of the more unique little accessories that comes with this set. The rest of it, it's a wooden train set, so you set that up and you drive the trains around. That's what it's all about. So pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and put this together. We'll see what it looks like with the design that they have right on the box and in the instructions, and we'll just take a look at it as that layout. All right, folks, I've got the track layout figured out here just as the instructions said to put it together. So this is what it looked like here. I did flip this around to look at it because, you know, this is the way that I want to have the front. And like I said, generally pretty straightforward. I did get confused on, you know, a few of the straight tracks because they're of different lengths. You know, you got to have some of the slightly shorter ones here and some of the slightly longer ones here. You know, the longest one goes here and, you know, things like that. These aren't very clearly labeled for the exact size, but, you know, you can figure it out pretty easily. This took me between 5 and 10 minutes just to get the layout together. So really quick, really easy. And so that's really nice. If you know, give this to a kid to put together, they probably will take quite a bit longer. You know, some adult assembly is probably helpful, but a kid could probably figure it out if they're above a certain age. Now, the one piece that does require a battery is this particular coach here. So we'll go ahead and open this up. This does require undoing a few screws here to just get access to where the battery is going to go. Otherwise, you just put it in there, and I think it's just one AA. So let's see how we pull this off. Just pull that off like that. I'll slide a single battery in there. Then I'll go ahead and put this back together. Alright, so a little adult assembly required to put this take this off and put it on, put the battery in there. But once you have that figured out, it's pretty easy to work. You just got this little button on top. You got like a forward and backward. So that activates these wheels right here. And I think it's just these two wheels that move. They got little grippers on them. The other ones don't. Then you have like a neutral position for off. And you can go the other way in the wheels reverse direction. So yep, it is just these two. And we'll say that this is the front of it. And yeah, then you can just attach, let's see, I think you'd call that the front. I'm not sure. Whichever way you want. Let's see, there is a little light here actually. So maybe this you'd call the front. Yeah, so rear wheel drive, I guess. This is the front. And yeah, so attach your cars and you can attach them front or back. I guess you can do it either way you want. So maybe I'll just set this here. We'll get this one going around the track. Let's maybe put a few pieces on here and set this up with a couple cars behind it. Set this going around, and then we'll kind of take a look at some of the other features, and we'll just see how well this thing works going around a few times. A little bit of struggle going up the hill. You got this little stoplight feature, which you can put that anywhere. We'll just put it, I don't know, right here, wherever. And then got another regular engine here. This one is, this is just manual powered, so just for any kid to have fun playing with manually. Let's see, we'll put something on this one. Let's maybe put this little magnetic piece on. We do have actually more magnetic pieces than there are things that you can do with them. So it would be cool if they included a couple extra of those cars there. Oh, look at that. I have to set that up. So you got to kind of watch it, I guess. But yeah, it would have been cool if they included just a couple more of these so that you could actually haul all of these at once. But that's okay. So we'll put one of these in the truck maybe. Watch out for the train there. Maybe drive this one around, and let's just take a look at what these features do. So this one here, you can just pull it in place. This has a magnet. Grab that. Then you could, well, it actually has a little section here where you can set it down. So maybe we'll do that. We'll just set this here. We'll have to lift this up. And it struggled to get up that time. Let's see, is it going to make it? There it goes. So we have that, and actually we have another piece here. Let's put this on right here, and then we'll test out this feature here. So this has a magnet on it as well. Lift this down, grabs it, and it will actually drop it right there. So that's a pretty cool little feature. Let's pretend that this one was already on here, so that way we can demonstrate this little feature here. I'll pull this around here. And then we have the truck here, which can back up here. And it actually does have a little magnet right here, which is really cool. So you can pull the truck right up. And then try this feature here. You just push this. Goes right onto the truck. That is pretty slick. So then you can just drive the truck around wherever. And the truck, this isn't really designed as a train piece, but nevertheless, you can drive it on the train tracks just as easily if you want. So let's see what else is there. The other feature here is this, which moves back and forth. So if you want, you can go back and forth with this. This should lower down. Should have a magnet on it, and you can grab that piece. So you can kind of move this around like that. And then let's say we'll just take this train, back it up, drive it into here. Oh, this one got stuck again. And we will drop this on this side, right back onto where it was. Then you'll have to kind of just use two hands and pull this up again. but that works pretty smoothly as well. So there we have that. And those are pretty much the main features of this set. Pretty cool in my opinion for, you know, what small size it is. It, you know, it seems to work pretty well. Now let's see what happens when the train collides here. See if it's going to be able to push this one. I don't know about that. Let's see how well this does. I don't think this is going to go too well. Nope, does not have enough power. So let me just pull that ahead. We'll drive this one manually out in front of it. I love this bridge again. Very nice. Drive this around. A little too much speed for a free fall there. But to get this train out of the way, we'll just turn over here and park this over here. Let's maybe try this feature one last time, just because I think it's really neat. So there we go. So that is a review of the Brio Freight Yard set. Overall, I like it. You notice a few little struggles with the motorized one trying to get around places, but that's okay. You know, it generally works pretty well. And as I say that, there it struggles to go up again. Let's see if it corrects itself. I don't know. Might have to help it out. There we go. But other than that, you know, it works pretty well. And all the other features work as advertised. I'm kind of struggling to come up with a flaw with it. The only thing I would say about Brio stuff these days is they've been kind of, in some of the more recent sets, not this one, but some of the more recent sets, they've started to use more kind of plastic pieces on things. And I'm not generally a big fan of that, just because, you know, it's Brio Wooden Railway. That's kind of been what they were known for. But still, some of those, you know, plastic on some things makes it so that you can make really neat features that otherwise wouldn't be possible. The example of that on this, I guess, would be these supports here. You know, they could have had all wood supports for these, and I would have been just fine with that. I think I would have liked the look of that a little better. But I do say that these are nice and sturdy, and they keep the track in place. I'm actually going to pull the camera off of the tripod here, just so we can get a better look around at everything in a little bit more of a close-up fashion. So the only slight thing I don't like about these is it really holds the track pieces in very well, but it makes a little bit of separation between some of them, kind of awkwardly, but that's a very, very minor thing. But overall, it's a great looking set. A little on the pricey side, I suppose. You know, it's like it depends on, the price always fluctuates depending where you buy it and things like that. $150, $160. If you can get it cheaper than that, that's great. You know, wait for sales to come around the holidays or whenever they have them. But, so a little bit pricey. That is kind of the case with all of this Brio stuff. So it's kind of just what it is. And I suppose, why not do the reverse of this and see how that works? I don't think that this is gonna make it up this way. I might have to just pull that up, help it out a little bit. Yeah, you gotta kind of apply some pressure there, but then it'll start to go backwards. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, there it is. Yeah, not much more I can say. Nice little set. Happy to have it. I'm happy to show you guys what this thing is like in case you're interested in buying it. So I guess one last note too is that this does have this little stop thing on the bottom here. That is more for like, I think there's certain Brio Smart tracks where, you know, it has like a little elevated section on these and it'll cause it to stop there when it gets there. This set doesn't feature anything like that, so in case you bought any accessories for that, then this would be used for that, but otherwise it's just kind of there on this one. Alright, enough of my rambling. Cool set. The Brio, I think I might have been saying Freight Yard set quite a few times, I'm not sure, but this is the Cargo Railway Deluxe set. There was also a Freight Yard set that was like a similar size as this, as like a predecessor to this. They no longer make that. That's over 10 years old, that set, so you may be able to Google a few pictures of that and see what that one looked like. It was kind of a similar size layout, but different features. This is the Cargo Railway Deluxe set from Brio. Cool set. And I think that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching.